Hey guys, get ready for an unusual one. Let's call this video Conspiracy Theory, as I just fell down a rabbit hole and I'll get to why I'm putting these up there in a second. I just fell down a rabbit hole. Why did I fall down a rabbit hole? Because I was looking at Timcast about that nasty thief, terrorist, pizza parlor owning, running, nasty family of thieving millions of dollars from Americans, going back to her father's mobster connection days. Nancy Pelosi, Timcast had something on Nancy Pelosi, and matching, people mentioning a little bit about MK Ultra when she's 6 minutes into an interview and then just goes back to starting from the beginning when someone repeated one of her phrases. And that's not just old age and dementia when her and Biden do these things. When all these Hollywood stars that freak out do these things. When all these Hollywood musicians very much seem to be under control of MK Ultra. You see that with Biden, you see that with Pelosi, you see that with a lot of these Hollywood people and these music stars that have been drugged out and molested and passed around as sex objects and things of that nature. This is probably one of those videos that might end up getting me suicided or accidented. I'm a very careful person that definitely would never kill myself. Okay, so anyway, that just kind of somehow led me down a little MK Ultra thing, which led me to the DC area murders, the Beltway murders, the DC snipers. So, something that I kind of forgot and remembered. I guess I'll cut to it. The too long didn't read, and then we'll come back to it later. How Hollywood, without telling me, got me to basically be the DC sniper. Yeah, that happened. I guess I realized it at the time and laughed it off, but now I'm thinking how nice that is and how bad that is, and the many, many bad stuff I haven't even fully talked about yet that I've gone through over the years. So anyway, guys, I just kind of re-investigated the DC snipers. John Allen Muhammad, as he changed his name to. Let's see if I can get his real name here. John Allen Williams. Of course, he was in the military for 17 years, and even 10 years before that finished, he was recruited like all the peaceful protesters to the very peaceful nation of Islam under the peaceful Farrakhan, who definitely did not kill with permission from the D's. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. I better be a little careful what I say. But let's just say that even in his own words, you can extrapolate how evil Clinton is when the multiple child rapist that he is, impregnating a bunch of 15-year-olds, that pretty much clearly took out Malcolm X. After Malcolm, which people don't realize, spoke out about the D's lied to us for the last 4 years, and in very colorful language said how, you can look up his videos. I think it was about 2 weeks after, within 2 weeks he was murdered, after saying how basically blacks would be stupid to continue to take the Dems at their word and all their lies, and they're not helping up the cities. Well, it's been 60 years since then. Have any of the cities, major cities, gotten better? During all this, have they gotten better? And all the lockdowns and rioting that they perpetuate, has it gotten better? Farrakhan's linked to that, where it all started in Minneapolis, by the way. Very, very, very linked to that. Very, very, very linked to that. Yeah, I wonder if I'll be along after this video. Anyway, guys. What started, he was very, very linked to what happened. And Omar Industries is very, very, very linked to happen with two people that happen to work at a club that she owns. And you don't think False Flag filmed on 2 different days at least with different cameras and cars that move and different timestamps on different cameras and different angles? To try to lead us into a race war, which actually brings us back to perhaps the original purpose of the DC snipers. I'm going too far down into some of my beliefs, but let's talk a little bit about my first time in California. Big time now POTUS supporter Tito Ortiz was top of the UFC world. And last minute, I had done a week trial during the summer when I went against Mayhem Miller and trained with the guys for a week and all that. He invited me to join the team, and last minute I decided to leave college. I was changing from criminal justice to journalism since I'd already been published in 2 martial arts magazines late as a junior, and I left university to move out to California. After spending 13 days in a youth hostel, to make the story short, I was eating my toast and peanut butter breakfast, and 2 Australian guys just drove an 85 Capri across the U.S. Hey, mate, we hear you're looking for a car. Needless to say, I ended up buying a car for $65, a Chevy Capri, a blue Chevy Capri, for $65, 2 beers and 2 cheeseburgers. They did not have the title. I had to make sure that they did not steal this car, and it took a whole lot of my tracking down and believing them and tracking it down where they bought the car. And do these fellows really buy the car? Okay, I'll take your word for it. You need to mail me the title. I just bought the car from them. Okay. So anyway, that's how I left Hermosa Beach and got down Huntington Beach and joined Team Punishment. And with my Chevy Capri. Anyway, after helped Tito train for Ken Shamrock UFC 40, up in Big Bear and all that, and sparring with Rampage and other things. Anyway, he broke apart Team Punishment. I was unhappy about it. I then actually bumped into Tank's boxing coach, and he saw I had an MMA shirt on in a grocery store, and he invited me to train with Tank, and I started training with Tank. I was Tank's sparring partner to get ready for UFC 41. At that time, since Punishment was broken up, I then started working in the entertainment industry, basically. I'd already started, but I was doing more and more of that. So I'm doing background work, central casting. Within 9 days, I had my 3 SAG vouchers. Most people take 3 or 4 years to do that. And one of those vouchers, I think the third one, actually, now that I'm remembering, came because of the DC Sniper. Or did the DC Sniper and everything come because of planning? How did CSI New York already do a sniper episode? If I'm reading on Wikipedia, it was pushed back to being aired November 18th. It wasn't being originally airing in October like it was supposed to. Isn't that interesting? Almost like Hollywood often knows what's going on and forecasts things that are going on. Isn't that interesting? Because I don't think he was arrested until October 23rd or October 24th. October 24th. Captured in Maryland. Okay, so this guy was 17 years in the Army. First National Guard, then Army. Did have a rifle expert badge. Like someone else I know. Anyway, guys, I was driving to work. Sorry for the long story, but just you need to look at some things. So I was driving to set early in the morning, like 7:38 in the morning. I get a call from Central Casting. I was supposed to be talking on my phone, but I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? I'm not late. That's how it is. And yes, filming from this angle makes me look extra fat. That's just the angle. I'm in the recliner. They said, where are you? I'm like, well, I'm heading to set. I'm on time. I'm heading to set. Okay, turn your car around. Head to this is your experience. You're a rifle expert, right? Yeah. Okay, you're heading to blah, blah, blah address. No, it's not a studio. Just go in, find somebody, and they'll tell you what to do. So I go in, I find somebody. It's a business, I don't know. It's like people crunching data. I don't know what was going on. I think it was a production office for CSI Miami, I'm guessing. And then finally, like, someone realizes who I am and like gets me someone. They're like, okay, hurry up. And they try to like figure it out, and they how to get to the roof. And they finally found like the hole and a pull down ladder. And I climb to the roof, and it's me. Get in that ghillie suit, grab that sniper rifle, and let's film. Let me show you a little bit of the scene from CSI New York. Hopefully, this is a shorty and no volume. So YouTube, this is fair use. I'll just show you about 15 seconds of this. And this is just what I could find at the episode. That's not me, but I'll show you me in a second. At least I don't think that's me. I don't think that's me. I think that's actually a SWAT real sniper there. So, how did CSI already have this half in the can when real snipers are on the loose, terrorizing people? That's interesting. Okay, here's me. Here's my early reel someone else put up, not me. And there's another show. Spencer Fisher used to make fun of me because of this part. I'm like, no, that's me. And Spencer Fisher and the guys at MFS used to make fun of me in my early reel before I had a lot of like actual principal and stunt credits, and that was me. So, kind of you just do what you're told, and they made me basically into the one of the nasty DC snipers that murdered a lot of people. Shot a few that survived. Get that audio off. So, going down this rabbit hole, I didn't realize that until I got all the way down to the Wikipedia page and to the media part. And the first thing was about the CSI Miami kill zone episode. Again, how was this like really ready to go in October and then got pushed back to November 18th? How did I get thrown on last minute? What they claimed to me was that they actually had a SWAT guy and they were finishing up the episode and they got a call out and they had to leave. And the director's like, no. And they're like, no, dude, we got to go. That's what they told me. And so they had to get these finishing pickup shots to put the episode in the can. CBS. Yeah, I got some CBS stories. Anyway, a lot of strange things looking back at the DC sniper case. Later on, so Central Casting knew I was driving a Chevy Capri, and I knew I had a rifle expert badge. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Anyway. You might want to look into where the riots started, like I said. Farrakhan, all the people he's associated with in Minnesota, Omar Industries. There's a lot going on there. The governor, pictures associating with managers of a place where two people worked, owned by Omar Industries. Hypothetically, again, I'm not suicidal. Okay, so, guys, a whole bunch of murders, right? And you go down the list of people, and the first one that's interesting to me, and I'm sorry for any of the family members that see this, I mean no disrespect. James D. Martin, 55. I believe he was a Vietnam vet. I can't find that anywhere else, but I think I looked that over. I didn't research. I just, I'm doing this video quick. But he worked for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They could know some stuff, especially about the South Pole. And Atmospheric Administration could definitely know some stuff going on out there, and some stuff that can even go underwater and then vertically climb at high rates of speed. Some of that's just been released officially now, right? And yet no one even cares. Okay, next at the end of this is, let's see if I can find it now. Oh, I think I went through it. One of the very last victims. Isn't that interesting? One of the very last victims. She was 43, and she worked for the FBI as an analyst. Now that's what I think's really interesting. Kill all these people. A lot of different states, some very far distances in between them, like going all the way to Atlanta. 22 to the back of the head. That's also interesting. Should probably research all these people's backgrounds. But Linda Franklin, 47-year-old, not 43, 47-year-old FBI analyst Linda Franklin killed October 14th. So third to last, I believe, victim. She loaded her truck at Home Depot. What did she know? What was she privy to? That maybe certain people, high ups that control the elites, that they don't like. When FBI was at the high end, very highly infiltrated by people doing illegal stuff for the Dems. When CIA has been doing illegal stuff forever, and a lot of that is now publicly acknowledged. It's not conspiracy theory. It's been declassified. Done a whole lot of bad stuff, and CIA tied to Hollywood. Makes you wonder. And so Manchurian Candidate, MK Ultra, and when all these people that get famous seem to be MK Ultra and praising Satan or Moloch, and go to cannibalism parties, and I have pictures of all of them at their cannibalism parties, and they're all named on Epstein's flight logs. Hopefully they're fully released, but we've got pretty good records so far, and yet they're all on, Netflix is showing all their videos, right? All their movies. They have proud public pedophiles that have directed movies on their movies, not just cuties people. No, other people that were questioned in France for being with, prostitutes in a prostitution ring that was also running the raping of children, pedophilia. And yet all these streaming agencies pushing all that, and supporting all that, and all those people that do that. Well, anyway, guys, there's my little story about my Chevy Capri and how I basically, for a quick second, was made to be this spree-killing sniper murderer. The other one, looks like they're changing things so he may get out, and some stupid girl must have married him that started writing him 2 years ago, just married him. Isn't that interesting? Also interesting, New York Times did a lengthy article, very lengthy, very, very detailed article on all the backgrounds and playing up the angle of the immigrants that were killed and going into who worked where and how old they were and all these details about what jobs they did and what they did in their spare time, all this kind of stuff. And look at the bottom here, second to last paragraph. The next day, the shopper shot. Nothing about. I'll have to go through this again, make sure I'm accurate, because I thought that was her there, 43, not 47. Nothing about anyone that works at the FBI. I'll have to go over this again and make sure I'm sure about that. But this is just kind of an impromptu video. Oh, before this video ends, testifying, Boyd Malvo, the other murderer, piece of shit, still a piece of shit, should never get out. Fuck you, leftists. And now someone married his ass, crazy people. I don't care if he was manipulated. He murdered innocent people. Well, he talks about the 3 stages of what it really was supposed to be. And what it was supposed to be was murdering a white person every day for 30 days. And then phase 2, going over it in Baltimore. And first shooting a pregnant woman in the belly, and then shooting a cop. Farrakhan connections, Minnesota, hating the blue, murdering cops, trying to start race wars. This was all after 9/11, right? Seemed like an early attempt to start race wars. And just like the media and everyone is pushing now over something as silly as pigments. Why do they do that? For control? Because if we unite, we might go, hey, why are we letting you do all these special programs that people need and millions upon millions of dollars just end up missing? Please thumbs up, share, subscribe. Hope I stay safe. You stay safe too.